Go Live Entertainment. Who is that? Whatchamacallit?
Luke.
Uh, Hurricane Chris. A Baby. All right.
All right. We are officially live. Oh, oh. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Norwood sneezed himself away into oblivion.
I didn't want to sneeze in y'all ear. That would have been a terrible way to open the pod with the decibels going crazy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Saturday Morning Live on a Sunday, or Sunday Morning Live, Sunday service, however you want to call it. How y'all feeling?
Pick your poison. Just pick a seat, have a seat. Let's have a little fun this morning. Good morning, Brother Davis. How you feeling?
I feel pretty good actually. We had a
Good as
little
you
bit of
would.
a little bit of weather here yesterday. A little straight
Like it.
line wind, a little bit of
Yeah.
tornadoes. You know,
Yep. Y'all got what we had Wednesday. They was
so
knocking down power lines, X, Y, and Z. Hopefully none of that for you, of course.
I'm
Myriad of reasons.
I'm off and
But yeah.
unavailable, so it don't matter what it knocked down.
Ooh, D&D, do not disturb.
Oh no, sir, no, sir. The
No,
phone was
do
put
not hit
away.
my line, my boy. Prepare the others.
The phone was put away. I put in
BTO.
all my work. I was on call 2 weeks ago. I got called out. I went to Augusta for 6 weeks. I done been to Savannah. I done been to Valdosta. I did all my work this year.
Well, you've been all the places that nobody else is trying to
Hell
go on
no.
purpose.
Y'all can leave me alone until 2025.
See y'all next year.
Get some hydration in my body. And then had a good
Man.
week of just pure family fun and liquor. So but it is Sunday Morning Live. We normally do this on Saturday Morning Live, but yes, Josh, water. It is definitely water. But we do Saturday Morning Live just because we're doing Sunday, just because Saturday, we had a bunch of stuff going on. And now we could come in here and talk about what actually happened yesterday.
Hampton beat
So,
Howard.
oh yeah, Hampton beat Howard in basketball. Hampton beat Howard in a lot of things.
Everything.
But we
It's
still
tough to find
uplift the
things we gonna
blacks.
beat them
We
in.
still uplift the blacks, though.
Yeah, after we beat them down.
Build them down to tear them down to build them up in the image that you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Losers.
Be the change you want to see.
All right. Well, are we talking about college, or are we just gonna go straight to NFL? Because college, we pod tomorrow, so we can talk about the college football playoff
NFL. Yeah,
tomorrow.
let's just do NFL.
All right. So we're gonna do NFL. Let's see if we can switch the scenes real quick. We actually had a few games yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Well, this
And we
weekend.
did.
So you had let's talk about a couple of them. You got Chiefs Steelers
Look, recap, if you will.
29-10. Chiefs absolutely drubbed the Steelers. It was never close. Russell Wilson. They just released the article about you saying you deserve another $100 million, and then you come out there and stink it up, boy.
Egg laid. This is the middling Steelers that I have described to you guys all season. Yes, Tomlin is the impenetrable force that cannot get you to a losing season, but this roster will not get you to much more than that. This is a perfect example. Somehow the Chiefs still don't score 30 points. They're one of three teams and the only winning team not to score 30 points. But they just embarrass the Steelers, who look like probably an open and shut case, whoever gets them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That was the first week George Pickens came back from a hamstring injury, so I don't know one, I can kind of excuse his production, but two, I don't know if he's going to be productive as he was going forward. Hamstring injuries linger a lot.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm on this island, this Steelers Eagles island by myself. But this is not.
You like to say that. I don't think you are.
Okay, so this is what I will say. The majority of people who I talk to when I talk to the Steelers believe that the Steelers are a good team.
Steelers are a good team. Don't mean
Okay,
that
then. So
if you don't win a Super Bowl, doesn't mean you're not a good team.
No. I think they get put out in the first round. I don't. I think that this is a very mid team. So I don't think they're good. That's the reason I'm on the island by myself.
You don't think they're a good team at all?
No.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead, brother.
I think
do your thing.
I think that they're a mid team, and they're a mid team with no direction, which is probably even worse.
That's an indictment on coaching if they don't have a direction.
No, I think that's an indictment on. I think that's more of the general manager. They didn't. This has been my new Trevor Lawrence, where I want to see what you do with your money. What you do with your money will tell me a lot about your plan for the future and what you've done over this season. If you didn't let Justin Fields play this year to let Russell Wilson play, to let Russell Wilson go somewhere else, then I think what should be legitimate questions of what are you doing? Because you didn't even, the guy who needed time to develop, you didn't develop him. You sat him on the bench behind Russ. And then if Russ goes somewhere else and plays decent, you're going to look stupid. So, yeah, I'm an innocent bystander, and I want to see how this plays out.
Josh, I see you in the comments. I'm going to correct you real quick. The Steelers did not beat the Texans. They did not play the Texans in the regular season this year. The Steelers have actually only beaten. They beat the Falcons, the Broncos, the Chargers, the Colts. They lost to the Cowboys. They beat the Raiders, the Jets, the Giants, the Commanders by 1. They beat the Ravens by 2. They lost to the Browns. They beat the Bengals, the Browns, lost to the Eagles, lost to the Ravens, lost to the Chiefs. Then they play the Bengals next week. So I when you look at who they've played, I can see where you question if they're a valid team. Oh, Josh says they will beat the Texans in the first round of the playoffs. They could beat the Texans in the first round of the playoffs. Yeah, I think they're a wild card team. Any team that makes the playoffs to me is a good team to me. I can't sit there and say you made the playoffs and that you're mid. Like I can see if you made the playoffs at 7-9 or 6-10 or 8-9, 17 games, 8-9 or 6-11, or you had a losing record and you backed your way into the playoffs. Like if the Falcons were to get a wild card, I don't think the Falcons are good. I think they're mid. I think that would probably be the only mid playoff team. Really, is the Falcons to me, and I'm a Falcons fan, but I don't consider the Steelers mid just because their defense is so good. They definitely messed up by hiring Arthur Smith. As you can see, the mismanagement of quarterbacks is literally the exact same thing Pittsburgh is doing now. What he's doing is the exact same thing he did last week with worse quarterbacks. He just did it with Taylor Heineke and Desmond Ridder. I forgot his name already. Stricken that from the record. Desmond Ridder.
Alt, delete.
So Arthur Smith is doing the exact same thing. I mean, you're going to get 1,000-yard rushes from Najee. You're not going to be settled on a quarterback, and your offense is going to bog down. Like, there's no reason their offense shouldn't average. Well, they don't have a second receiver, which we didn't hear in Atlanta. Dang, he's literally doing the exact same thing in Pittsburgh that he did here.
And he's probably going to get a raise for it because somebody's going to make him a head coach.
Yeah, all of the AFC fans. So, if you got Instagram open, you can look at the comments. But offensive coordinator has always been an issue for the Steelers. It's always been an issue. And now, you went and played the Chiefs, and we did all the talk about the Steelers. Look, man, I told y'all, the Chiefs' offense is now fully healthy. They're fully healthy. And I don't even know if they're fully healthy, but they're healthy. They've made some changes on the offensive line.
They don't have to be fully healthy. They just got to be relatively reasonable in their problem.
Well, the one thing about the good team, now this is a good team conversation. One thing about the Chiefs and a good team is that they make improvements throughout the season. They don't just rest at being 10-1, 11-1. They went up there and changed. What is it? John Runyon? Is it Runyon? I can't remember who that.
I think Runyon is the dude who does the penalties, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he used to play. There's one guy that plays for the Chiefs offensive line. And he played center, guard, and tackle. They moved him from center to tackle because their offensive tackles were so bad. And he's actually manned the offensive. I think he's left tackle. He has manned the left tackle very, very well. You got Hollywood Brown, who Andy Reid is looking like, I've been waiting for him to get healthy.
Oh, yeah.
14 targets in the first game or something like that. Yeah, like you can't guard him. Joe Thuney. That's him. Yeah. They move him from left. He played center when Creed Humphrey was hurt. He played left guard, and now he's playing left tackle because DJ Humphrey's out, and he's actually much better. So, like, the Chiefs are peaking at the right time. They now have home field advantage, boy. Which sounds
worst case scenario for the rest of the NFL. That's not Vegas, because Vegas bet on Mahomes early and said, "I'll wait for you to show me otherwise." But Hollywood Brown, Hopkins, Kelsey, who's the consummate adult, and just health and being able to.
Xavier Worthy is now who they need him to be. They be running jet sweeps, screens, all that. You need to be a number 2 wide receiver. We'll work on that in 2 years. You now can just go out there and be fast. Just go run around. Y'all know my philosophy. Whatever side of the ball, if you can't figure out where to put the athlete, football ain't hard. Just let him run around. Falcons let Caden Ellis just run around. The Chiefs just let Xavier Worthy just run around.
Running around. Yeah. Just go for it, player. Where you just run really fast at that guy. And if you hit him a lot, we'll pay you a lot of money.
So you got the Chiefs, and then you had the Ravens absolutely dismantle the Texans. The Texans are reeling, wounded. I think their soul is hurt because of Tank Dell. I think that may be an injury that they may not be able. I mean, they're going to lose in the first round. That's an injury that they're not going to be able to come back from. I think C.J. Stroud is in his sophomore slump. I think that offense needs a little bit of help. And I don't know if Deontay Johnson is the answer, but he's the something.
he's also the don't let everybody else get him too. There's a little bit of keep away there too. I don't know if he's gonna help us, but I'm surely not gonna let him help you. Because if not, the Chiefs looking for a guy. It's some other people who could use a receiver, a possibly quality receiver. Something going on with him too.
Yeah, there is. I mean, they got to use him now. And y'all know I've always been a fan of Mechie. You got Mechie. You now have Deontay Johnson. You still have Nico Collins, and you still have the older receiver. I can't think of his name right now, but you still have him as well. Yeah. Marvin Jones.
He came from the Rams. Jeez, I can't.
But y'all know what I'm talking about. But the Texans have some soul searching. Now the Ravens are another team. That offense. I saw Monken call all of the 2022 UGA versus TCU plays. He did quarterback sweep to the right with Lamar, and I'm just gonna jog 50 yards for a touchdown. Quarterback sweep to the left, Lamar. Then I'm gonna throw it to give it to Derrick Henry, throw it to Mark Andrews. Like it was tight ends and running the ball all game for what I saw. I'm sure he probably threw it to Zay Flowers a few times, but Ravens when they look good, they look good. They just gotta be consistent.
CJ, you gotta and it's a unique position for and I assume it to be a unique position where your best friend and favorite target breaks his leg, ACL, MCL, everything.
Everything.
But
That leg
the
been
same
through it.
thing that I said about Cam Newton, I got to say here. You cannot let your emotions consume you. You are in the one position where you got to be checked in every play 100%. Just like when you throw an interception, what do they always say? Flush it. You got to do the same thing about your feelings and emotions about your friend's injury. You have a team to lead. You still have a good team. You guys are more than capable. You got to figure out what you guys and I honestly believe he probably wants y'all to go win it for him. Do y'all damnedest. But I'm not going to be hung up on the emotions. I'm going to be hung up on the results. You got to put together a better showing than that because the expectations are too high. It's too much money on the line. And you don't want to get caught up as the guy who, and I don't think this is you, but you know how the media goes. They will call you the emotional quarterback. So tighten up. I still have a high expectation for you. This was bad, but it's also not the end of the world. You got to figure it out and keep it going. Ravens, y'all know what I've been saying.
I give CJ a pass on the Tank Dell crying thing. I mean, he's in his second year.
Me too.
That's his best friend. He does emotionally need to tighten up. I think he kind of sulks a little bit when he throws an interception. He walks off with his head down. Like once he can get, I think that comes with experience. The confidence will come with experience. When he threw an interception last year, even though he only threw like 2 or 3, it was like, all right, cool, bet. I'm going to come back and throw a touchdown. Yeah. Now it's like, dang, I threw another interception. Dang, I'm this. I'm that.
Which is my fear because, that's when Cam Newton had his best season. When he was up, he led in all of them games. Easy money. But when he got down or got behind, he just couldn't bounce back. That's the reason I have so much respect for Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is in a game as long as there's time on the clock. He ain't quitting. He ain't crying.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think also, I mean, we can't rag on the Texans offense and not talk about the defense at all. Like the defense is the only one that scored the points for the team, but you also allowed 31. Like, and then the week before, I think y'all let the Chiefs kind of go, even though y'all played rough, they scored a bunch of points. So that defense, for as good as it's supposed to be, and they are good, I think they have a weak link somewhere. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's D tackle or linebacker.
3 total tackles ain't enough. Not from you, my boy.
Yeah.
As much as it's on CJ, it's on you too. You're supposed to be the leader of that defense.
Yeah, but they got a weak link. I don't know. It's not really rushing the passer because they got to Lamar, although Lamar did Lamar things. They still flustered Lamar. Not flustered, but they flushed him out of the pocket. But they can't stop the run. That's what it is. They can't stop the run. Like, if you can run on the Texans, you beat them all day. They can do everything else. They got to get some linebackers. There it is. Linebackers.
This probably ain't the best team to – I mean, it's not – if you're not the best run tackling team, this is a bad place to be. I also don't want to use this as – I mean, nobody can stop Derrick Henry and Lamar until –
5
tighten up. Y'all take this L. You took it on a Wednesday.
Which is also – you got to throw that in there. You played Sunday, now you got to play Wednesday.
Right. That is really bad. I guess it probably won't happen again. I guess I'll have to look and see when Christmas is next year. But you assume it to be later in the week or earlier.
I'd assume it'd be Thursday or Friday. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
you got those.
They don't play again until the 5th.
Yeah, till next Sunday.
So
next Saturday.
Take this time. I don't like that either. Like, bruh, Don't short week me and then Saturday me.
So then you also had Seahawks Bears. Seahawks kept theirs alive. You also had Cardinals Rams. Those were two awful games, but the Rams kept their. They stayed one game ahead of the Seahawks, so they are now still in the driver's seat to win the NFC West. And then you had Patriots Chargers, which was 40-7.
Wait, hold on. Go back. Cardinals. Something has to change, and I don't know what you can change.
They need a running game.
Sure. I mean,
on offense, they need a running game and they need a second receiver. It's Marvin Harrison Jr., James Conner, and Trey McBride, and Kyler Murray. James Conner got hurt. I don't know who their second wide receiver is. Do you?
It's definitely McBride. It's definitely McBride.
So you need another. They need another
McBride
receiver.
Played his ass off and finally got a touchdown. Congratulations! It only took him 98 receptions to get a touchdown. Oh boy,
that's fine.
Julio Jones treatment. Yeah,
but you can't. I don't know. I guess you can't. Maybe you can't. I don't know. But it's hard to win with one receiver, one tight end, and one running back. Like normally you gotta have two or something. You gotta have two receivers or something on offense. Now Marvin Harrison Jr. is for real. Now he made some catches. I was like, oh my God, why don't y'all just throw to him every time?
And even the one at the end, the little interception, had he thrown it just a little bit lower, the defensive back was out of position. I don't care what nobody say. And you'd have had a tough time tackling him not being in the end zone. I just think the Rams are not a very good football team. I think that they're the new Steelers to me when the Steelers had Roethlisberger. And I keep looking at them like, how many more years of Matt Stafford are y'all going to roll out there? After the Super Bowl, y'all should have just got rid of him immediately. Hey,
the Rams are, to me, they're a team that can get hot at any time and get all the way to the NFC. They can win the first round. They're going to be the 3 seed, so they'll play the number 6 seed, we'll get into that in a little bit later. I think the Rams, because of Puka Nacua, because of that offense, and I mean that defense plays pretty well too. Because of that offense and defense, you could put together a good game and win the first game, and make the second game a good game. Now after that, once you get into them second and third round, I don't know if they got it.
I think they're gonna have a tough way to go in every game for me. And
yeah. Because
you go good.
Any
he just
team
looks old. If anything that y'all should know is y'all should be finding the new Mark Andrews replacement.
They have him. His name is Isaiah Likely. They already have him there.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, well, then you need I'm including Isaiah Likely in their current offensive package. What I'm saying is you're going to need a new pass catcher. As good as Mark Andrews was, when Mark Andrews catches the ball, when I see it for the most part, he'd be wide open. And he ain't running past nobody. I feel like his body was going to shut.
He had like a 60-yard run yesterday when they played.
Yes. And then that's the one where he couldn't get to the end zone. He just ran out of gas.
Okay. I mean, I don't expect the tight end to just absolutely outrun a DB. Kyle Pitts can't do it, and he's 24.
Man, Kyle Pitts, don't even.
I mean, I'm just saying that's. I expect tight end to get caught 100 times out of 100 if you trying to run 60 yards against a DB. No matter how much, unless you got a 50-yard or 40-yard head start, you ain't about to outrun no DB.
Okay, then keep rolling them out there. Mark Andrews.
For the money that they're going to pay him, and for what he's comfortable doing, I keep him. And if you don't, you can go get somebody. You go get Charlie Warner. Charlie Warner, same thing. You go get him. And put Isaiah Likely in the Mark Andrews.
That's our tight end one. You better leave him alone.
I'm saying you get somebody like him. So, I mean, it works.
Hey, keep rolling him out there. But when y'all get to the playoffs and don't have enough offense to win, just be prepared for me.
All right, now they can score now. If they can run the ball, they can score. Okay. You had Chargers, of course, the Chargers 40-7 over the Patriots. We knew that was going to happen. Shout out to them, 10 wins. I believe they clinch their playoff berth. Ladd McConkey broke the rookie record for the Chargers in receiving yards, receptions, I think touchdowns, all of those things. So
and Justin Herbert broke Peyton Manning's passing yard record through whatever years he's.
Man, I don't like none of them next generation stats. Through the first 4 years and 6 months of his career, he broke the record. Man, I don't give a shit. That's making up a stat. In the first 7 years, LeBron scored 10,000 points. That is the first time. And man, I don't care. I don't care about them random made up ass stats. Look, when he break a Peyton Manning record, all time passing yards or something like that, cool. Or he break a franchise record, cool. But I don't care that he did that in 322 days. Hey, he's the fastest one to get 1,000 yards in 4 years straight at 21 years and 7 days and 7 months and 6 days. Okay, he young, cool. Y'all.
Okay, basically what they're saying is in the first 5 years of your career, nobody's thrown for more passing yards.
Don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. First 5 years, I don't care. I don't care.
But yeah, I mean, I do think that I'm going to have to probably put him in the elite quarterback category. I mean, his seasons have been crazy. 31-10, 38-15, 25-10, 20-7, 21-3.
Wait. You saying those are crazy? You saying those are crazy? Those are crazy stats. I just want to make sure. You saying those are crazy stats? 25-15. Yeah. 25-15 is crazy stats. You want to make sure you say that.
25-10 and 20-7. I think he was hurt. I mean, this year the touchdowns are low. It's 21, but it's 3 interceptions and 3,500 yards and 21,000 passing yards.
Sounds like mid. That sounds like mid, dog. 20. You play 17 games, 16 games. That's 1 touchdown a game, and that's 1 point something touchdowns a game.
3 interceptions on a season.
Okay, you ain't turning the ball over and you ain't scoring. What does that mean? It means you're a 0. A negative and a positive melded together is a 0. Placeholder.
I also prefer a little bit of a conservative quarterback. So
that's because you scoring jaded. Jaded.
Nah, I've always. I mean, that's one of the things, man. Ryan never think. I prefer a guy who don't.
Man, Ryan threw for 40 touchdowns. He ain't never threw just for 20 and been called good, or 20 touchdowns in a season and then being called elite while criticizing other quarterbacks is just. That's
so.
Interesting.
Who are the guys who you think that are better than Herbert?
By stats wise, I would say.
No, not stats.
Now I got to go to stats. Now I got to go to stats.
Eye-wise. Who do you think that you're just looking at like, boy, he's better than Justin Herbert?
Joe Burrow.
It's not Burrows, Mahomes, Lamar. Take them off. Then who else?
Josh Allen.
Okay, check. Fair.
Josh Allen. Right now, I would say Jalen Hurts. I would say. Let's see. No, I wouldn't say CJ Stroud. Matt Stafford, I think, is better than him right now. That's 5, 6, 7. So
Matt Stafford is 20 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
He's on
1 less touchdown.
Ooh, maybe not Matt Stafford.
I was about to say, whoa, pick that thing up like you now, my boy.
If we want to do that, then right now, Jay McDaniels is better than him. Right now, Jay McDaniels is better than him. Yeah, I would put him. I wouldn't make Baker Mayfield elite, but I would put Justin Herbert and Baker Mayfield in the same category.
They right there together. They right there.
But I don't think Baker Mayfield is elite. I think Baker Mayfield is good. I don't think he's elite.
I think that he's right. There's a what I like to call the Matt Ryan line of demarcation.
Quarterbacks suck. Ooh,
guy right below. Like, I think that Justin Herbert and Baker Mayfield I don't want to put Jay Daniels in there because the rookie's always rookie, and then they have a sophomore slump. Give me the average of those first 2 years, because once you get Tate, things get different. No, most people don't have the year 1 and year 2 that's just bonkers.
Justin Herbert is Josh Allen who hasn't taken the step. He's got all the big arm. He can run. He can do those things. But for whatever reason, now part of it is he had bad coaching. But I mean that's part of it. But he also has not taken to me. He's at the border of being elite. He could be, but he's got to be able to take the next step. He's got to be able to, right now. Dang, Sneaky, you said it before I could get the words out. He is protected. 20 touchdowns. He's protected by the run game, by the defense.
Now, I'm going to tell you.
Hold on. You can't go to him.
Alt, that Joe Alt pickup
he is a mountain of a man.
That's a Penix Sewell type pick where you're like, oh, this makes everything here a little bit simpler for me.
But what I'm saying is with Herbert, you normally you don't think of Herbert when you're down. They're like, oh, Herbert gonna go get the win for us. Even when they had Keenan Allen, even when they had Mike Williams, even now that they got, I ain't gonna put, you got Ladd and all. You don't have Justin Herbert saying that you gonna go over there. Yeah, Joe Delete is funny. You're not gonna go over there and say, okay, I need to get a win. Justin Herbert, take us to the win. You don't think of Justin Herbert like that. To me, that changes you from being elite. Now, once Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, theoretically, I mean, this year you have to, by the stats wise, Jalen Hurts have all proven that, hey, when we got to go get a win, I'm going to go get a win. I haven't seen that from Justin Herbert. Or at least he's also in San Diego, so I don't watch a lot of San Diego, Los Angeles. I'm sorry. I don't watch a lot of Los Angeles, nothing. So
now there are two things here. Number one, you're in the same conference with guys who I think are just better than you. Being stuck next to Mahomes, Jackson, and Allen puts you in a precarious situation. Now, Jalen Hurts, 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So now you get a little bit more with him because he does run.
I mean, rushing touchdown. He got like 15, 10, don't he? And he also been out for 2 games.
Yeah. So if I'm picking, I want Herbert instead of Hurts, but I think that's a dealer's choice. If whoever you pick in that situation,
depends on the offense.
It
depends on the offense.
And I feel like you could almost throw like him and Baker. It really just depends on what your team needs and what your team has.
Yeah,
but I also think that the Eagles have the most.
Like Baker Mayfield will win you a game and lose you a game. Like Baker Mayfield. As much as we talk about Jameis, Baker's just a better version of Jameis. Like he gonna go out there, he gonna sling it for 32 touchdowns, and he gonna do whatever. But he also gonna at the end of the game, and he gonna play it like against Dallas. He gonna play his heart out. But I mean, sometimes he gonna throw an interception. And it's gonna be a bad one.
But just like with Jameis, sometimes that's the best quarterback that you're gonna be able to get for your team.
Oh yeah. You should sign him today. He signed a 3-year contract. Give him another 2 years. Go ahead and be here till you're 35. Go ahead. We ain't getting nobody else. We too good to be good to be in the lottery, and we too bad to win a Super Bowl.
Exactly. But also the whole thing about coming back, as much as I think I'm the biggest Matt Ryan fan that I know, if you get down,
You are like Black Trump in sports. You're the biggest everything fan.
Every time I talk about Matt Ryan, everybody else hates Matt Ryan. Oh, he sucks. He doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame.
Nobody hates him, dog. I don't. Who you be talking to?
Okay.
This is what I ask women when they say, "Do all dudes suck?" I be like, "What guys do you know?
Okay,
who you be talking to?"
There's a lot of my frat brothers, specifically Donnell. Donnell hates Matt Ryan. He thinks Matt Ryan is trash.
Is Donnie from Baltimore or Maryland area?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That makes sense. Is he a Joe Flacco fan?
No.
All them Flacco fans swear Flacco was the MVP when he wasn't there.
I mean, Flacco was Flacco is that
1 year, that one playoff Flacco.
No. Playoff Flacco had like 3 or 4 years. Let me tell you. And now regular season terrible, but playoffs, Flacco couldn't miss in the playoffs.
Boy, just throw the ball far.
But no interceptions. Playoff Flacco
He was good.
Josh,
He was really good. He was him and Eli. Him and Eli just eat sensu beans and decide to be amazing for
I'll be
4
good.
games.
Flacco just wait to the playoffs. Eli was like, I'm gonna take the season off. Catch me next year, I'll be fired. This year, I'm gonna be trash. But yeah, I just think that's Matt Ryan. I didn't expect him to be like, oh, we're down by 10. He gonna bring us back.
Matt Ryan down by 10, fellas. He had a lot of fourth quarter comebacks because the defense.
But also our defense
trash.
wasn't great enough that I believe that if we got down by 10,
terrible.
If you got down by 10, it wasn't nothing he could do either.
Keith Brooking was out there getting cooked.
Ooh, boy, we had something.
All right, so that's what you got. We also had the Bengals and the Broncos, which actually turned out to be a really, 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 really good game. Which I told y'all nobody in the Bengals could have clinched the playoff spot, but they lost. I'm sorry, the Broncos could have clinched the playoff spot, but they lost. And I'm telling y'all, nobody wants to see two things. Nobody wants to see the Bengals if they make the playoffs, number one. Although that defense is absolutely awful. Number two, y'all stupid. Because y'all got to figure out what y'all can either let T. Higgins, who had 11 catches for 130 yards and 3 touchdowns yesterday, cooking. And also, I'm going to say it, there was a lot of white-on-white crime yesterday. There was a lot of Joe Burrow targeting Riley Moss. And they did a whole ESPN special. That's why I could talk about it, because they did a whole ESPN special. They did about the return of the right cornerback and all of that stuff. T. Higgins went out there and destroyed him.
How old boy say? It's above me. Hey, whatever y'all do, hey. Now, we got to also say Bo Nix is legit.
Legit?
Okay, let me say.
No,
let me backtrack that. Let me backtrack that. He is rookie legit. Just like every other rookie, they come in and have that first season, and then the next season. And I don't think that C.J. Stroud's had a terrible season, but you just look way more normal. But this season, once again, even this game, 24-31, 219 yards, 3 touchdowns, only 1 interception, 2 sacks.
And against a team and it wasn't no dinking and dunking either. He was throwing the ball down the field.
He hit for the 51-yarder.
I was like, oh my God. He's also with Sean Payton. That's one.
But
Sean Payton
also, let's be real. This receiving room is not anything to write home. Marvin Mims, Cortland Sutton, Devon Vele, Audric Estime, Nate Atkins. Who are these people?
They look like the Saints. They look like the Saints. The only reason that Cortland Sutton ain't Michael Thomas, is because Cortland Sutton ain't had 100 and something catches. They're the same people. Cortland Sutton might be a little better because he run faster and run down the field. Mike Thomas was slant man, to the left, to the right.
Come back out, slant. Yep, whatever. But hey,
two step.
One
hop this time, slant. One slant this time, out route. Slide to the left.
But see the thing.
Dig to the right. Like he ain't do nothing. But I mean, it is what it is.
That's cool. I mean, it's not the most elite route running, but if you make your money on slants, you risk your life every day.
And it ended his career. Them ankles getting cooked. He ain't been right for 3 years.
Let me tell you one thing. It ain't the most difficult route to run. It is, but it isn't. But you are surely risking your life when you get in there, especially when you got defenses dropping people like Vita Vea out there to knock your face off. Man.
Let me ask you this question. Well, I'm going to bring this topic up. If Michael Penix Jr. has a good season, right? And when I say good season, good last 2 games. Bo Nix wins Offensive Player of the Year or Offensive Rookie of the Year. Jaden Daniels probably will win Rookie of the Year or be number 2 between those two. All of those quarterbacks played 5 to 6 years of college football.
Yes, my answer is already yes.
Will this be the new renaissance of, instead of taking a quarterback, and really J.J. McCarthy too, but taking a quarterback at 2021 and they coming out like Anthony Richardson type project versus getting somebody that's 24, 25, 23, 24, 25 that's played a lot of games, seems like more mature and can handle the transition. Do you think that they'll go back to that because it seems to be working from what I can tell.
So my thing is, the teams that need a quarterback are just going to have to. They're just going to roll the dice and pray for their best. That's the reason I think there's value in not being the top few quarterbacks. Dropping yourself to a better team is typically those guys are more mature, or they get time to grow and learn. I think that we've taken the cookies out of the oven too early, too many times, and that's the reason that you have quarterbacks. This is everybody's looking for these guys to save them. Like the Giants, they're going to draft probably what looks like Shador and expect him to be a savior. He's played a decent amount of football. I still don't think it's even fair to him for him to be like, okay, I need you to be my savior.
He hasn't played in a pro style offense at all, which is going to be interesting.
And I think same thing kind of with Jalen Milroe. It looks like the Raiders are pretty intent on trying to get him. It's going to be tight. Even Cam Ward. Like I just think that you're better off letting your quarterback sit. That's the reason everybody's like, you saw me and my cousin going back and forth about Michael Penix. Sure, we paid Kirk Cousins, but every game that Michael Penix didn't have to play did us a favor. It got us further and further and further down the line. The longer you can protect your quarterback from playing, I think the higher chance you have of that being your guy for the future.
I don't think he was arguing with you about that. I think that's $180 million to protect your quarterback is a lot of money.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well,
yeah,
okay.
it is.
That's where I see it as a reasonable investment. If this is going to be our quarterback for the future, like for the future, then yeah, I'm gonna pay this $100 million because look what I'm.
So you would pay Sam Darnold? So then the same question, Minnesota's going to be in the exact same position this offseason.
Yes, 100%.
You pay Sam Darnold 3 years, $150 million?
You give him the Kirk contract. Whatever the Kirk contract is what he gets. Because
That's
I'm going to tell you
4 years,
why.
180, I think.
Yeah, but you paid him, it's 100 guaranteed, and 90 was guaranteed first year in signing. But I'm gonna tell you why specifically that you do that, because you have Justin Jefferson, who you have to maintain, and you have Jordan Addison that you have to maintain. McCarthy had to have a second knee surgery, and everybody's like, oh, well, he's still on pace. That's all well and good. But you gotta hope that this works out and that he's ready and good. I think that you got to pay Sam. Yeah, you got to pay Sam Darnold. But that's another situation where I'm waiting to see what you do with your money. But I'm willing to bet they're going to pay Sam Darnold because you can't be the GM that lets him walk. And then even if McCarthy plays and doesn't play well, and then Sam Darnold goes somewhere, you're going to get fired. You're going to just lose your job.
Josh, you sound asinine. Cleveland tried to do that. The Jets did that with Joe Flacco. And Flacco came in there for 4 games or whatever, and then stunk it up. So no, Flacco.
Josh, do that. Just know you're gonna get fired. They gonna fire you. Flacco.
Oh. All right.
Like stop.
Let's get to these games. So first game is gonna be Jets Bills. What I'm gonna do is pull up the playoff picture, the standings. So the playoff standings, Buffalo is clinched as, I'm pretty sure they're going to be clinched as the number 2 or 3 seed. Kansas City has
Josh is drunk.
Them shrooms. Kansas City is clinched the number 1 seed. So now you have my bad.
Oh, and Mahomes will not be playing Week 18. Carson Wentz has already been named the starter.
That is unfortunate for the Bengals, which is smart by Kansas City because that's the only team that can beat us in the playoffs, apparently, is the Bengals. So Kansas City, but Buffalo's playing the Jets. Josh Allen's playing 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 3,600 yards. in the air, playing against the Jets with the hostage taker, Aaron Rodgers, 0-30
Is he gonna
himself.
play this game?
I don't care. Probably.
I
I don't
can't
know.
imagine. I don't know why. I don't know why they would play him. If you do, I guess congratulations to you, but you're not playing for anything. He's 100 years old, and
If they lose their last 2 games, they'll be in the 3 seed instead of the 2 seed.
I'm talking about the Jets. The Jets is going.
Oh, the Jets. Oh well, yeah. Go ahead.
I can't imagine why would Aaron Rodgers go out there and play? The team hates him.
The league hates him.
Oh, he is gonna play. It said Devontae Adams. It'll be dope to snag Aaron Rodgers' 500 touchdown. I guess he is gonna play.
That's gonna be a great record that nobody cares about. That's gonna be a great accomplishment, and nobody's gonna care.
Yeah. I don't understand it, but cool story. Then I still don't think that it really changes anything. Buffalo wins.
Interesting fact though, James Cook could get to 1,000 yards. He's 72 yards away from 1,000 yards, which I didn't see that happening at the beginning of the season.
Right.
And if he does that on just 200 carries, that's 200 something carries. That's 5 yards a carry. That's fantastic.
Hell yeah. What you talking about?
That's fantastic. And I say that because I'm surprised. Nobody's really talking about him as a good running back. It's all Josh Allen.
You got Derrick Henry and Saquon. It's
Bijan
tough to get
out there chilling. So of course we both got the Bills here. Raiders, Saints in the
going home bowl. You're going home. You're going home.
In the lottery bowl.
Play at 10. Can we play at 9?
Yeah, they should play, yeah. Put them on.
They not finna put them on Netflix. You crazy.
Put them somewhere else. Put them on Tubi.
Jeez.
But yeah, Raiders, Saints, we don't care. I'm gonna take the Raiders because I hate the Saints. Colts, Giants, we don't care. If the Colts win this game, they are mathematically still in the playoff hunt. Mathematically.
They're hanging out. They're hanging in there.
I don't see that happening. Yeah. But
I think that they beat the Giants. I think the Giants are awful and just getting worse and worse and worse. So yeah.
They need a lot of help. They need Denver and Cincinnati to lose both their games, and they need to win both their games in order to make it to the playoff.
But I do think that if you could, just getting Anthony Richardson led winning record would be a big positive for them.
Yes, because Joe Flacco hasn't played in half a season, and he still leads that team in passing. All right, so then you got Cowboys, Eagles. And it wouldn't matter in a game that technically doesn't matter, but the Eagles can still, if I'm not mistaken, get the number 1 seed, as they are 12-3. The Detroit Lions are 13-2, along with Minnesota being 13-2. So the Eagles have to win this game. Now, I do not believe in Cooper Rush. I think the Buccaneers, while they are a good defense, I think the Eagles defense could be and should be better. I'm going to go Eagles here because I don't think Cooper Rush and Rico Dowdell and no CD Lamb, no CD out for the season. Out for the last 2 games. I'm going to stop saying season. Out for the last 2 games. So I got the Eagles here.
That does it for me right there. I was really going to say, I think that Jerry wants to trick himself into moving forward with Cooper Rush, just like he did with I can't remember the receiver he thought was just.
Y'all better picket line if you do that. Y'all better not buy no more tickets.
But for me, I gotta go Eagles. No CD. Y'all better not lose with no CD. That
they won't. I don't think they're gonna lose if they had CD, but they're definitely not gonna lose without CD.
Cowboys. I've been impressed with the Cowboys with no Dak.
You know how you said playing again? Oh, go ahead.
It hasn't been like a train wreck. Like, you think you lose your guy, probably going to be a train wreck. And it just, especially a place that's already pretty much train wrecky anyway. You think that would be the last kind of domino for them just to boom. They held it. Like Mike McCarthy's coaching for his job too, though. That's the other part.
They held it together.
Does he come back next year?
Yeah, they already said he's probably gonna come back. Who you gonna get? Yes, I don't think anybody wants to come come to Jerry Jones, dog. Like Jerry Jones. Anyway, I got the Eagles winning this. The Eagles defense, y'all better figure it out though. Y'all allowed 5 touchdowns to Jaden Daniels last week. Now, and y'all supposed to have that secondary that's really, really good. And talking y'all up the secondary, all Quinyon Mitchell, who still played a good game. They just went. They treated Quinyon Mitchell like everybody treats AJ Terrell. We just gonna go to the other side. We just gonna go to the other wherever Terry McLaurin is.
Can you guard both sides? If not, must be 2 sides.
Yeah. So
where you not, my boy.
I got the Eagles beating the Cowboys. Panthers Bucks. You know we rocking with the Panthers on this game.
Keep pounding.
We need the Panthers to win this game, and they can. Bryce Young has been playing well.
Yeah. And the Bucks can be. The Bucks are good, but the Bucks can be had.
Yeah, hopefully Xavier Leggett, after eating that raccoon, can catch the ball.
I'm gonna write something down here. Remind me to tell you as soon as we get done podcasting, because I wanted to say it. But I surely cannot say that on Al Gore's internet.
So we both picking Panthers.
Correct.
Titans, Jaguars.
Nobody cares.
Who's going to blow? This is the blow up the franchise first game. I think the Titans win this game with nobody. And the Jaguars lose. And the Jaguars are going to have to rebuild around Trevor Lawrence again. Or I don't know where you trade him. Where you going to trade him?
What do they say when your foundation ain't sturdy? And he's the foundation and shaky.
I don't know. You can. Who's gonna take him? The Jets?
That's not my problem. We did this all last year. Y'all gonna pay him, and y'all paid him. Now, here we are, looking stupid,
looking dumb in the face. So we don't care about that game. Dolphins are alive mathematically in the playoffs by the hair of their chinny chin. They play the Browns. No Nick Chubb, no Deshaun Watson. I think it's going to be Jameis.
No, it's DTR, I think.
Oh yeah, DTR. Yeah. And I'll address some stuff on HBCU tomorrow, but Tyreek Hill ain't no joking matter, big dog. But I got the Dolphins beating the Browns to try to save their season because I want to see this go down to the final game, which will be next week. I'm assuming you're taking the Dolphins too.
You can't lose to the Browns, Michael. Like,
yes, you can. Pittsburgh
multi. We've been rocking with you. You lose to the Browns, they gonna remind you. Must be 2 sides. Here we go now.
In the most unfortunate of circumstances for the NFC North, they have the top three of the top 4 records in the NFC, 4 of the top 5 records in the league. 3 of the top 5 records in the league.
Nikki, that's my song.
Not my problem. Yeah, that one. The Packers and the Vikings are really in a must-win game for kind of both. I think the Packers have clinched. No, they have. Yeah, the Packers have clinched the playoff berth. The Vikings have clinched the playoff berth, and the Detroit Lions have clinched the playoff berth. The Packers have clinched the wild card. The Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings are still in the running for the home field advantage and the division. So Minnesota has to win this game. But the Packers are another team. They could get hot. Jordan Love, that offense, Romeo Doubs out there, he don't like none of y'all up there. He just out there catching touchdowns. That's all he doing.
I will say that the Lions and Vikings being dome stadiums, that's a game changer depending on who you gonna play.
I don't think it matters. I mean, the Packers that running game with Josh Jacobs.
The Packers are probably more equipped
to beat everybody. They can have another run.
I think they're more equipped than the Vikings because of their strong running game. I think that the Lions, you're right, due to the fact that they're healthier than the Lions. The Lions got the best roster, but they just don't have the best available players anymore because their whole team is hurt.
God, the Vikings, the Packers have the youngest roster in the league.
Right.
They are close to being. Next year could be scary for them. And they went to the NFC Championship game last year. I'm sorry, the NFC Divisional game last year.
They have a pretty big window, and they've already procured their quarterback. They've done what Jacksonville should have done. You want to see somebody who you should have cheated off? It's them.
And they got LaFleur. He's quietly one of the best offensive coaches in the league. Shout out to the Falcons. I'm taking the Vikings here just because they're at home. And that scheme is crazy. But I think this is a close game. I think the spread is 1 point. The Vikings are favored by 1 point. So I agree. I think this is going to be a 1, 2, 3 point game. I don't see this one as a blowout. I think these teams are too good, and they're pretty.
These are the games
matched.
that you need to watch. I was about to say, I don't know if there's a ton of early games that you need to watch, but that 420 and that 820, you need to be buckled up, set somewhere good with all the whatever you might need, and you know what that is.
So the Falcons play the Commanders. So we both got the Pack. Who are you taking? I'm taking the Vikings. I want to take the Packers so bad.
I do
but
too.
The Vikings have proven to me all year that they are who we think they are, that they are who they think they are. All year they've proven that to me.
I'm going with the Vikings, man.
I can't pick against them at home. I really, really want to see the Packers win, though. And I don't really like
Addison and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
He ain't playing. He ain't playing. And the fact that, him and Jamar are really going at it for wide receiver 1.
Mm-hmm. Jamar trying to win the triple. Jamar might win the Triple Crown. But, I mean, it is what it is. So we're both taking the Vikings here. Any of y'all want to take the Packers? Let us know. Hey, Falcons, Commanders. Running quarterbacks always give us an issue. But if there is a coaching staff that can be had, it is a Dan Quinn-led coaching staff. For some reason, everywhere he goes as a head coach, his defenses run out of gas. Shout out to Sneaky. They keep collapsing in the fourth quarter because he plays prevent. And, I always say prevent prevents you from winning. Michael Penix.
I appreciate if it didn't have to come down to the end of the game, no, honestly.
Oh, I don't. I think it's a 3.5 point spread. I think it definitely is going to come down to it. I think the advantage the Falcons have is there's not a lot of tape on Michael Penix. You better run the ball with Algier and Bijan. Y'all better y'all better make this 18-13 game. If y'all try to make it 45-42 or 38-36, we ain't gonna win that one. We gonna have to slow this game down.
I do have one request though, just so we can keep everybody honest. Throw you a home run pass in the first 3 drives. Play action. Get them defensive backs to take a giant step back. And you got multiple guys who you can throw a home run to. And I'm going to tell you what I really, really like, which I haven't seen enough of, is a Bijan wheel. Get him on the outside with a linebacker and just chuck it and let him go catch it. his receiver skills are good enough that can happen and needs to happen. That will help our spacing out. That will help our run game out. Wheel him, please, Lord.
I am hoping for Dan Quinn. I know Dan Quinn is going to be amped up. That defense in the first, we got to weather the storm because that defense is going to be crazy for the first 2-3 drives. So I agree to take a shot. Cliff Kingsbury is so inconsistent as an offensive coordinator. You don't know what you're going to get. You may get 38-point Cliff, but that was last week. If the trend continues, he's going to score 22, 21, 17, 16 points this week. And the Falcons are uniquely equipped to, one, deal with the Commanders' receivers. Our linebackers have to step up and get Robinson and Jaden Daniels. Caden Ellis, this is your money game. This your money game right here. If you can hold Jaden Daniels in check and get to the quarterback and keep him from getting 40-yard runs, 30-yard runs, all that stuff, we'll be all right. Linebackers, boy, this y'all, y'all better come ready to play because they're going to put all the pressure on you. And you failed every test this year. So if this is the final.
The linebackers and defensive ends, now we haven't played the best teams lately, but they've been active in the last 2 games in a way that they haven't been all season. So the question is that a trend to where we are, or were you playing weak teams and taking advantage? We're going to find out today who you are.
Well, I don't count defensive ends and rush linebackers as the linebackers I was talking about. I'm talking about the middle linebackers. Troy Anderson, Nate Landeman, and whoever else we put out there. I think Troy Anderson out for the year anyway. So all y'all, boy, this is gonna be a rough game. Y'all better just stop the run, and we're gonna have to play nickelback. Richie Grant, bruh, I just need you to stay within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. You don't need to be in no coverage. And yes, Frankie Louvu for the Washington Football Commanders. He said Wizards. Frankie Louvu is a game wrecker. He is amazing for them. So we got to hold all of that in check. We got to be able to run on him. Deron Payne, that defensive line is crazy. But if you can hold that defensive line down a little bit, you can score a lot of points on Washington.
And A.J. Terrell, it's just you and Terry McLaurin, dog.
Oh, they're going to move him around.
You better.
A.J. don't travel.
I know, but when he's on your side...
No. Terry McLaurin, 73 catches, 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. He pretty good now. He's just been telling you for a few years now. He's pretty good.
Somebody got to catch the passes, and there's nobody else there.
Oh, so that's what it is.
This receiving core is terrible. Terry McLaurin, Jamison Crowder, Bryson Tremaine, Diami Brown, Luke McCaffrey, Baby McCaffrey, Noah Brown. Oh my God!
So the only reason Terry McLaurin is good is because nobody else is there. That's the only reason that he has these stats.
I mean, who else you want to throw the ball to?
I'm just making sure that. So you're saying he's not good, and the only reason he has these stats is because there's nobody else there.
I mean.
So you're saying
okay.
yes?
I think he's okay. He's okay. I guess technically he falls into the good category.
Technically. Okay. I got the Falcons winning this game. Of course, we have to win this game. It would be great. It would be great if Carolina could beat the Bucks, so that could give us a little leeway into next week. But we got to go ahead and handle business. If we win this game, I think if we win this game and Carolina wins, that clinches the division for us.
Yeah, if they lose, they're out. But what we have to do is our job.
No, we got to win. We got to win and they got to lose.
Correct.
Go ahead.
But yeah, we have to do our job. Everything else will figure itself out.
And then we'll end up going to the playoffs. And then, of course, Monday night. Sorry, y'all. Monday night, you got Lions and 49ers. And the Lions actually have something to play for. And Jared Goff.
They may have something to play for. It depends on how everything else shakes out.
No, they're the number 1 seed. If they lose, then they will not be the number 1 seed.
But if the Packers beat Minnesota, I'm not sure if they have a reason to play. Like,
we assume that the Eagles are going to beat the Cowboys, right? They wouldn't. You want to play for the bye.
Oh, you're right.
So you gotta. They gotta win the last 2, and they play Minnesota next week, I believe. So you gotta win the last two games in order to secure the first round seed.
You're right. Yeah,
so you gotta win today to give you to keep up.
And this is the one that you need to win and kind of win early. Win by probably the second quarter. If you can't beat the 49ers present day, and they finna pay Brock Purdy too. I want to see what that look like too. Spend your money.
No, they talking
Spend your money.
They talking about giving him a Dak Prescott deal.
Pay him his money. Give him his money. He won't be paid.
If they do that,
you pay Jimmy Garoppolo. That's what you're gonna do.
And I took his job as a 7th rounder. So
right. You guessed it.
and I beat out a lottery pick too. Yeah, y'all got to pay me.
That is the best part about like these. Like, as long as it's not your team, it's where you're gonna spend your money. Spending your money is gonna tell me. Yeah. Oh, they definitely gonna pay him.
Yeah, they are. Said they gotta pay him. Who you gonna go get?
They don't have a choice. What
Trevor
are you gonna
Lawrence?
do? Go get
another.
You
go get Trevor Lawrence. You go get Trevor Lawrence. That's the answer. If you don't pay Brock Purdy, you gotta go get Trevor Lawrence. And now you paying a little bit of less money for the same thing.
A lot of less.
For maybe a lot of less.
He's not gonna get Trevor Lawrence money. Purdy is gonna be cheaper and better. Trevor
You
Lawrence
think Purdy's not gonna get $50 million?
No,
Trevor Lawrence at $55 million.
He's not getting that.
Why?
Now, if he asks for $55 million, I'll go get. You know, my answer is, I'll go get Jameson punt. It's so many other things. I'm not paying him $55 million.
If I'm gonna pay $55 million, I'm gonna go get Sam Darnold. If I'm gonna do that, then I'm gonna get Sam Darnold. You already know the offense, and you can do everything.
And Sam Darnold, you could get for once again 2 years. You could Kirk him, and just go draft your quarterback. Now he's not getting 50. He's getting more than Baker, but not much more. I'm capping out at 40, dog. You're Mr. Irrelevant now. Don't play with me either.
Mr. Irrelevant took you to the Super Bowl now.
We built you though. I'm uniquely qualified to know exactly how good you really are.
No, you're not. Because you could have built Jimmy, you could have built Trey, you could have built all of them, and you didn't.
Nah, Jimmy and Trey Trey Lance. Trey Lance has now fallen into obscurity like your boy Josh Rosen. It's like, damn, you went
Josh
from
Rosen
like
was
being
done dirty. Trey Lance never did any. Josh Rosen was done dirty. That whole situation when they fired the coach after 1 year, let him go after one, they got rid of all of them. They just said, you know what, never mind.
Quarterbacks is taking his job everywhere he was.
They just said, you know what, never mind.
Give me that job.
Never mind. So Brock Purdy, if he continues this level of play, the highest estimated contract that he could get would be 5 years, $325 million, which is an average of 65.
Definitely not getting it.
I'm just reading what they said. More realistically, you're going to look at between $50 and $55 million a year, which is going to be 5 years, 250, 5 years, 275. That's what you're going to end up getting for Brock Purdy, which the way the contracts are going, I mean, that's what you're going to have to pay. Sam Darnold going to get 50. Whatever Sam Darnold get, Brock Purdy going to get.
Sam Darnold gets like Sam Darnold gets like 100, maybe $110 million guaranteed.
For 2 years?
And then you
guaranteed.
Yeah. So you do the guarantee and then you pay as much of it as you can next year. So that you can kind of clean them off the books so that if it don't work out.
Still got JJ McCarthy. See, the 49ers don't got nobody. It's Brock Purdy and nobody. So you got to pay.
But the thing But the thing about it is, he's the guy who I think is most qualified to find a nobody. He goes stoop down with worn out tools every time. I've seen him do it so many times that it's like. Now I do think that's my big thing with him is how many times do you continuously go out there and try to win a Super Bowl with a quarterback that's not adequate? You've done that for a very long time. Instead of just going to get a QB. Like they're the one team that's like, oh no, we're just going to do it our way. We're going to do it the 49er way. We're not looking for a guy. We're looking for our guys. And until proven, I don't know if he can do that.
Okay, so before he came to San Francisco, yeah, Matt Ryan won an MVP. You say he's a Hall of Famer.
No. I'm talking about the 49ers, not Shanahan. The 49ers. The 49ers. That's their trade. That's a John Lynch thing. That's a GM, not coach.
I'm about to say Shanahan always he gonna make sure he got something.
No, but what I'm saying is the 49ers, they always get the left, like they try to do it with the leftover quarterback. They don't go get the big name. I mean, what was the last big name quarterback they had?
The 49ers?
Yeah. Alex Smith?
Alex Smith. I was going to say Jeff Garcia.
And I mean, Alex Smith is literally the smallest big name that you could come up with. Literally.
I mean, yeah.
His
leg fell off too. No.
You said what? But
his
leg didn't fall off. And his leg fell off in Washington.
Oh, yeah.
He just got a little hurt, and Cap took his job in Frisco.
Yeah,
leg falling off was the Commanders right there by where Joe Theismann leg fell off.
Ooh. They might have to amputate that joint. But yeah, the 49ers. I don't know if you do. I mean, if I'm Shanahan, I'm like, look, man, I did all I could do. I done took Jimmy Garoppolo to the Super Bowl. I done took him to the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy. Like
and
y'all
Cap
traded
went to the Super Bowl. Like when do y'all say enough is enough? Pay the toll and go get a quarterback.
He wasn't there with Cap, was he?
No. But what I'm saying is the 49ers have perpetually found like the cleanup guy, and they just try to lean on him and say, hey, we have a good enough team around him to just get him to the Super Bowl. But my thing with them is I think it's time for them to pay for a real guy if they want to win a Super Bowl. This trying to do it with Joe the Plumber to varying degrees.
That's arrogance. That's the you're starting to see football is all about trends. So the trend was Sean McVay or what's his name out there in the Bronco country, Sean Payton. They all feel that I can make the quarterback good by my scheme, by me calling plays, by me doing these things. Hence, when you took Jared Goff before Jared Goff became Jared Goff with the Lions, you took him
but Jared Goff was still like a number one pick though, wasn't he?
Yes, but he also. What I'm saying is the philosophy is I can make. Ooh, they could make a trade. I can make.
Yeah, that's what I was about to.
I can take a rookie or second year Jared Goff, and I can talk to him in the helmet until 15 seconds left on the clock and tell him exactly where to go with the ball, and I can get you to the Super Bowl. Shanahan is the same way. McVay is the same way. Old boy Minnesota quietly is kept is the same way. I think what I'm saying is that trend is going down now. Now it's like we got to get mature quarterbacks to understand offense, so I don't have to do all of those things.
I feel like Jared Goff was a good quarterback who just did not get one more chance. Like I think that the Rams win the same one that Matt Stafford won the Super Bowl with. I think Jared Goff wins that Super Bowl. I think that he was just young. Like ever since Jared Goff has been traded, he's been better than Matt Stafford every season, and that either means that Dan Campbell found something in Jared Goff that you couldn't find, or he just needed a little bit of time to develop. I mean, you got the Super Bowl, so it's cool, but now and the Lions don't have a Super Bowl. But if the Lions get a Super Bowl with your quarterback,
No,
It ain't. It
The
ain't.
Lions team is significantly better than the Rams.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think it looks to me, just to me, it looks very bubble chippish to me. So yeah, you got your Anthony Davis chip, but you could have probably just played with what you had
How's that a
and
bubble
then
chip? They
continued.
played. They played the full season.
That's not what I'm referring to. I'm saying basically mortgaging your future for one championship, I think was short sighted. I think the same thing with the Lakers. Them trading all those players for Anthony Davis was short sighted. I think you cut your nose off to spite your face. You got the chip though, so nobody can ever be like, "Oh, it was completely worthless." But I think that you could have managed the situation a lot better. Stafford is not better than Jared Goff, and Jared Goff has been better than Matt Stafford ever since he put a Lions jersey on. It's very clear. Jared Goff is actually probably one of the top 6 quarterbacks in the NFL. He's the guy who was missing from our conversation earlier. He's probably better than Justin. Him and Justin Herbert are fighting it out, and Baker and Jalen Hurts. Also, there was a Lakers trade, which seems pretty inconsequential for all the red lights that have been sent to my phone. Stafford is not grossly underrated. He 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. But the
I agree.
trade,
Jared Goff needed time to develop. I do agree with that.
like literally,
But at the
one
time,
more
you
season.
couldn't you didn't have time. Aaron Donald was talking about retiring. He was like, "Bro, I'm leaving." They was like, "All right, we got to." Jalen Ramsey. They had already went in with Jalen Ramsey. They had already went in and got Jalen Ramsey that year. So I think it was just a unfortunate timing. But Matt Stafford was definitely worth it to get you the championship. 100%. Matt Stafford was definitely worth it.
19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 2021. 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 2022. 30 interceptions, 30 touchdowns, Jesus. 12 interceptions, 2023. 33 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 2024. You got your chip, so I can never. You're right enough, but I think that you should have just been patient. And the same thing I said about the Lakers. Now, we can also cover this Lakers trade here just briefly. The Lakers have agreed to trade D'Angelo Russell, Maxwell Lewis, who I don't even know who that is. 3 second-round picks to Brooklyn for Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. I guess.
What? What?
I don't know. The Lakers just want to trade it. You ever been playing the game too long? I just want to trade somebody. I'm sick of this team. So you just
I think somebody just got hustled because Dorian Finney-Smith was supposed to go to. It wasn't the Lakers that was the conversation. It was somebody else, and the Lakers just came in and swooped. And I think they got hustled. Why would y'all do that? Why would y'all do that? What does Finney-Smith do? I think
they were kind of stand in the corner and shoot threes. But I don't. Is
D'Angelo Russell went back to Brooklyn.
Right. Send him back home. Here you go. I don't understand the purpose of this trade. But the Lakers are just doing anything now. It's ghetto over there. Y'all know that.
I don't got nothing to say. I don't got nothing. I got nothing. This trade got me. I don't know what this is.
Wait, why would you do this? And D'Angelo's expiring. I know why Brooklyn did it. It's money off the books. That's simple.
This is stupid.
I don't want to pay them.
Initial reaction, this is dumb. I gotta understand. Maybe all you Lakers fans and stuff, when we talk about this tomorrow, when I can read about it, y'all will say something. But I'm gonna let you know right now, this don't make a lick of sense to me at all.
And on top of that, the 3 seconds will get you something. That's the part. Like, this getting worse and worse, boy. Worse and worse. I guess this contract is really negligible. He got a player option next year for 15
Why would you?
million.
What are the Lakers doing? All right, so thank you for all tuning in. We finished all of the football talk. We'll post this, but I don't know what the hell the Lakers are doing. Dorial Finney-Smith, and who else did they get?
I don't want him next year for $15 million for sure.
And we're gonna talk about De'Aaron Fox and Rich was it Rich Paul? Yeah. Y'all fired the coach of the year. Y'all fired.
And then, I mean, you got Shake Milton, but you got Shake Milton for 3 more years. It's only $3 million a year, but
Shake Milton could have kept D'Angelo.
Right. No, D'Angelo gonna want way more than $3 million though.
I'm not. Didn't you just say his contract was expiring?
Yes, but he's still gonna be. He's gonna get more. He's gonna be a $15 million.
So you traded 3 seconds. What's Dorial Finney-Smith's contract?
He $15 million
for how many more years?
This year, next year. He got a player option. He's surely gonna pick up. So he's probably, and this is the thing. You probably got him for this season, and he's probably. Maybe this is a future-facing move next year. He's a guy who you can probably trade for something better. Because
the Lakers are 18-13. This move makes them 18-13.
I don't know. I don't think it do that. I think it makes them worse. I think initially it makes them worse. Because as much, say what you want to about D'Lo still got it some nights. You've seen it.
D'Lo needs to be in a Trey. He just needs to be in a Trey Young situation. He needs to have the ball where he could just kind of do what he want to do, because he's such a pick and roll guy.
He needs to go to the bench. It's not a starter anymore for sure. But I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith, 10 points a game, 43% from 3, which is solid. 4.5 rebounds, which is solid. And 1.6 assists. He's also 31 years old.
On the team that ain't got, I guess he don't get a lot of, whatever. I don't know.
I guess
I don't know. I don't care.
They did the 2 players for 1 player. They need more decent players to play. So I don't know what this, but they don't have a point guard anymore, do they? Oh, this team is stupid. This team, you either do, Austin Reeves is your starting point guard now.
Gabe Vincent is the only point guard on the roster. On the roster now is Gabe Vincent.
I mean, the depth chart lists Austin Reeves as their point guard, which, let me tell you, if that's your answer to the
play in, lottery,
pay in, buy tickets,
lottery.
Better hope they hit
flag.
It. Just look at how stupid this team is. Austin Reeves, not a point guard. Max Christie, only good on the video game. Rui Hashimashi, never actually good at anything. LeBron, day-to-day. Anthony Davis, literally, his whole life has been day-to-day. Cam Reddish is a backup 4. Dalton Connect and Jackson Hayes.
Lakers are first in their division, though. Didn't even know that.
For now, it's going to fade. Going to fade soon and very soon.
Well, it all depends on what the Warriors do.
The Warriors are not going to make a stupid move like that.
Ooh. Max Christie.
And the Warriors actually have assets to make a move. I think the Warriors are just scared to make the wrong move.
What happened to Jared Vanderbilt? Does he just not play anymore?
The same thing that happens when everybody gets over there by LeBron. They stink.
Rui getting paid $17 million.
That's reasonable. That's a 6th, 7th man. That's less than what Bogey gets paid.
They actually could go get another star. They just kind of cleared off cap space to go get somebody. This move isn't the final move. This is a move because nobody makes more than $17 million on that roster besides LeBron and AD.
Yeah, but what group, what amalgamation are you gonna put together and get a star from what they got left over?
Oh, you'd have to go get somebody that's not gonna re-sign with someone. Somebody that's like disgruntled that's not gonna re-sign. The Warriors, but who you can't trade nobody to the Warriors.
The Warriors, like, they actually have a bunch of decent players that you can move. You can move Wiggins. You can move Kyle Anderson. You can move Moses Moody. You can move Kuminga. You could probably move Kyle Anderson. And you could probably move Podziemski. You got a bunch of players over there that somebody will probably be willing to take, or a combination of. But the Lakers don't have. Name one player on the Lakers team you'd be interested in having. That's not LeBron or AD.
Rui. I would be interested in having Rui. That may be the extent of players on that team.
But even Rui, like we're like Rui is at 12-5 with LeBron. If you can't be good with LeBron, this honestly I guess it's about regular for him. 13 points, 5 rebounds. He's a $15 million player. You might be right. You're right.
I would get Rui. I would get Rui. That would be it. But I mean, I'm not paying you.
But what I'm would not you give up you
for Rui? Four second rounds.
What would you give up for Rui? We're not giving up nothing on our roster for him.
Oh, I ain't talking about us. You said, who would you be interested in? I just said Rui would be who. I didn't say for us. We don't need him. Yeah. We need a center. If I'm looking at the Pacers, I'm trying to go get somebody off the Pacers. I'm trying to go get somebody off the Pelicans. I don't know. But
who. If
San Antonio.
If I have Rui,
San Antonio,
if you're trading me Rui, I got Obi Toppin. What's the real difference between Rui and Obi Toppin?
Shooting and ball handling. If I'm Rui, if I'm the Lakers, I'm trading Rui. I'm probably looking at San Antonio.
I mean, 1.6 assists versus 1.7 assists. It's the same. They are literally, I mean, Rui probably scores a little bit more, but I mean, he's also playing with LeBron, so.
But they said they're clearing space for Bronny. Ooh, and they're not gonna get rid of Devin Vassell.
Oh, I dare you to get Bronny out there. Boy, y'all gonna send LeBron into early retirement.
Maybe Chris Paul. What's Chris Paul contract?
Chris Paul's not leaving there. He's not leaving San Antonio and Wemby to play with y'all.
Why? Why wouldn't he?
I wouldn't.
Why?
Why would I go to the Lakers in this? I personally, because the Lakers are not winning a championship. So at least
neither are the Spurs.
Then let me try to take Pop's job when it's all said and done.
What?
I'm not. I would much rather just stay in the Spurs organization than.
I think you got a better chance of winning a championship if you go to the Lakers versus if right now. I mean, because he could distribute. He could distribute to everybody. He could distribute to AD. He could distribute to Jackson Hayes. He could distribute to LeBron. LeBron wouldn't be the primary ball handler now. And you just said they ain't got no point guard.
The other part about this is the Spurs. The Spurs actually have assets. They're kind of like the Warriors to me. They're just waiting on their deal. But Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, Jeremy Sochan, and Keldon Johnson. Those 4 guys can get you something. Some iteration of those 4 guys. You can get a pretty decent player back, or 2 pretty good players back.
Yeah, the answer is Chris Paul.
Man, Chris Paul's not finna go to the Lakers. Never. No, and I wouldn't even want to go and get into that mess. I done finally just found me a little stable place in my career.
Yeah, you can't take none of these contracts on for the Pelicans, and you ain't got no draft picks. That's what it really is. You can make the trade work. You ain't got no draft picks you ain't got nothing to sweeten the pot. Sacramento. I'd be monitoring Sacramento because they're about to do something. DeMar's at 23. DeMar's at 23 million a year.
Kevin Huerter. I guess you probably
16 mil for Kevin Huerter. That would be a good one because he can shoot. And he wouldn't have he wouldn't have any pressure on him. He'd be the fifth option.
And I mean, anytime that you have Dalton Connect, Kevin Huerter, or
I forgot about
Austin Reeves, Kevin Huerter, you got the spacing. Because if you leave them open, they'll knock it down all day.
I look at the Blazers. Let's look at the Blazers. Since we're here, appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Football is over with. We kind of just spiraling on this Lakers trade right now. If you look at the Blazers,
nothing there. Jeremy Grant too expensive. Ayton is too expensive.
They're gonna keep Anthony Simons and Shaden Sharp. Scoot Henderson is the one that's gonna be out of there.
Yeah, but
Chris Murray is Keegan Murray's brother, so he's Denny.
Sure, but I mean, Denny,
he's a playmaker. You already got them.
Denny is like he kind of played the same role as LeBron. Like,
where is Markelle Fultz? You right, Sneaky. I don't know where Markelle Fultz is.
He's a free agent. Him and Dennis Smith Jr. free agents. And stop saying that out loud, Sneaky. We need the Hawks to get Markelle Fultz. I've been begging for weeks.
Chicago is on the. There's a lot of teams. Chicago's on the fringe.
Chicago don't have nothing either. You can't. Lonzo costs too much.
Kobe White.
You can't afford
I would get Kobe White. Well, not for the Lakers.
They're not giving him up. He's actually on a decent contract.
And he's good.
I'm not giving him up.
I ain't realize
he's probably one of the few people who actually locked in over there. No, you good. Maybe Patrick Williams, but I don't know I don't think they can afford him either.
Man, look. Y'all were supposed to, Patrick Williams supposed to, he's so strong. He can play the 3, guard the 2, 3, and 4. He can't do nothing on offense. I mean, I saw him shoot an airball free throw, then shoot an airball layup, and then shoot an airball 3. In 5 possessions, he shot 3 airballs.
He ain't never been good. That's the part. Like, what did you look at him and say, oh, he's just 9, 4. He's worse than Rui.
Yes. He's bad.
I'm
Why would you trade that? Maybe Rui goes to Detroit. You're not getting the Thompson twin, who just destroyed somebody yesterday. the other robot.
I told y'all from day one, them 2 little robots there, they was gonna be a problem because they were too fundamentally sound at every location.
I'll go get out. Everything. Would you trade Rui for Isaiah Stewart? Isaiah Stewart just gives you muscle to man the paint. That's really all it is. But he gives you 0 shooting. No, he doesn't. He can actually shoot a little bit. I forgot about Marcus Sasser. They got everybody on this team.
$15 million.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is another one. He's shooting, but he's so wishy-washy with shooting. He lost all his confidence.
I'm not taking Isaiah Stewart. You linked to him for the next 4 years.
No.
Through 2028. No. Tim Hardaway Jr. maybe, or Tobias.
Tobias, he's 23 though. You'd have to.
He's probably too expensive. Expensive.
Pascal at 42. Miles Turner at 19. But all right, man. Let's roll it because I gotta hit Sunday. All right, man. Appreciate it, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to Sunday morning live. Normally it's Saturday morning live, but it's Sunday.